This is your Irontrader, and it is Tuesday morning. So we'll take a look here at Bitcoin, at gold, silver, crude oil, natural gas, and then we'll take a look at the old NQs, which is down about 51, but we got to see how it's going to shake out today. Okay, this video is for information only, not a recommendation to buy any stock, commodity ETF. Please like, subscribe. Thanks for watching. All right, here we have Bitcoin. Now remember, it's going to be a short week here. 4th of July holidays there on Friday. So we got 4 days here to make 5 days worth of cash. Okay, here we have. We got the old Bitcoin. You can see here how we had this downtrending situation here, okay? We have this downtrending situation. We put an indecision candle in here the last couple of days trading. That was Monday and that was Fridays, okay? Now it came sold all the way down here, but you notice that we're holding this 8-day, okay? That's very, 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 very key, okay? So 106,625, that's going to be your key support level. And then right below it, we have 106,456 level. Now, we really need to hold this. Now, again, when you look at this pattern here, see how we have a left shoulder, a head, and a right shoulder. Now, unless this would come all the way down here and then, blow through that 50-day and come down here to 99, that would negate the pattern. But we could come all the way down here and still have that inverse head and shoulders pattern, okay? So what we're watching here today is if it can hold that 106 level here, and then that 21-day at 106,454, that would be good. If not, if we're going to lose that, then when it comes out the bottom of this candle right here, okay, you're looking at 105,955. Okay, that's what we're going to be looking at. Then we can come all the way up to the top of this candle, looking at 104.75, up to the bottom here at that 103.850, and then we'll be looking right here for this 50-day at 103.227. Now you can see how that 50-day now is you're above the 200-day, crossed over the 100-day, and we're rolling up here very, very nicely. But just watch this pattern here. Okay, that left shoulder, that head, and that right shoulder, that inverse head and shoulders pattern. Because a lot of times what you do is you get a sideways action. It can go out there for days, and then we can reverse on the candles, okay? Now, upside, obviously, we want to look to today's high. That's a 108, 105 level. We'll come up the top of here, 108.590. Then we'll come to yesterday's high at 109.565. Now, we can crack above that here, and we'll be looking right here at that 10.890 level, which is that price channel. All you do is bring that right across. And then we're looking here for this 112.60 and then 112.345. You crack that, you go 113, but realistically, you're going to crack that. You're going to go to that 115, 116 area. So you got to be just a little bit patient with this here. Now, yesterday, midday trading, I did the video on Bitcoin, on BITX, which is a 2 times leverage, IBIT, which is a 1-time leverage, and then BITI, which is the short on Bitcoin. Okay, so if you want to check it out, it was yesterday's midday trading. Okay, now here by Thursday, what we want to hold this key level here. This is 105.823. That is your 8-day simple moving average. But you can see here we're just right in the thicket of everything that's going to be right on here. Okay, so we still have a descending situation going on here. But again, right in that thicket, once we get above that, then we can aim for that 112.345. So how I'm playing it today is I'm just watching this 8-day and I'm watching that 21-day, okay? So yesterday after I got my dividend on BITX, I sold out there at 54.25 level here on BITX. Now I'm looking to buy. Okay, now remember, their next dividend date is the 30th. The ex-dividend, you got to be in there before the 29th, and they're paying 54 cents a share for a BITX. So it's actually pretty good deal, and they pay monthly. So, that's something you might want to check out, okay? But again, today, just watch that 8-day and watch that 21-day. If that's lost here, your big target's going to be that 50-day. If we can crack above yesterday's high, that 109.565, then we're looking for that 110.890 level. Okay, let's take a look here now at gold and silver. Okay, gold and silver looking pretty good right now, okay? So here we sold right on down, okay? Okay, we have sold right on down. You can see how the momentum went right on down, the green below the red. We came all the way down here, but you notice that we were holding this key level right here, okay? Yeah, did we go lower yesterday? Yes, but you notice that you closed right back above it, okay? So that's what we're looking for. Now, today, you can see yesterday we put in like a bottoming tail, and now we have this higher high situation. So what I'm looking for here is a close back above this 21-day. If it is, I'll jump into GLD and I'll take it because your target's going to be that 34.76. Okay. So downside here first is what you're watching is going to be this 8-day. You're looking at 33.44 level. That's going to be your first support. Next support is going to be 33.35. That is your 50 SMA here. And then we'll come right down to the bottom of today's low at 33.13. And then we'll come to the bottom of that candle there at 32.66. And then your retest there of 32.50. We lose that, you're going to come down here at 31.78 level. Okay. Now you can see here how this, how that 8-day, you fight it all the way up. Now it looks like we're going to be back above it. But the key is going to be getting and closing back above this 33.70 level. If we can, then we're going to look at the top of this candle, 33.85. That's going to be your next upside target, okay? Then we just keep right on crawling up here. You got 34.05. Then we come up here, 34.13, and we'll work your way up here to 34.22, and then 34.27, and then we can work yourself all the way up here to this 34.48. 34.68, and then your retest at 34.76. Now you crack that, obviously you're going to this 35.09. You crack that, you go into that 35.50, and then work your way all the way up to 3600. Okay, so again, we just got to be real careful because we have a downtrending situation here. But now it looks like we're breaking that downtrend. If we can get above that 21-day on a closing basis, this thing could go much, much higher. Okay, let's take a look here now at silver. Okay, here we have silver. Now you can see silver was holding up here much better, okay? Because what it is, we held this 21-day. Even though we came below, we closed back above, okay? And then look at Friday's low, or yesterday's low, came back and we went right above. Now we're back above that 8-day, okay? So we were pinched right between that 8-day and that 21-day. Now it looks like we're breaking that up here, okay? So upside, what you want to watch is that 36.87 level, okay? Then what we're going to do is we're going to come up right to the top of here, this candle here at 37.10. Now, right here, you have 36.97. So this is going to be very, very critical. But then again, then there's a shot at 37.10, and then you work your way up to 37.40. Crack that, you're going to go 38, and then we're going to go up to that 40 mark, okay? So right now, what I'm watching here to jump in, I haven't jumped into SLV here yet, okay? But what I'm waiting is to see if we can get above this candle here, that 36.97, and possibly that 37.10. Because last time we went to this area here, we had that 37.03, okay? So we made 7 cents higher, but you notice that's where it stopped it, and then it came right on down. So this is the area that we need to get above. Okay, once you do that, then we can head for that 37.40. So I'm going to be a little bit patient here, then I'll jump into SLV. Now, again, if we close above that 37.40, then I will be balls out in SLV, and we will take that up higher. Okay, now, look at your RSI, you're looking at 60. That's got plenty of room to run to the upside. Your green is still below your red here, but again, that can curl right on up here. But as long as we're holding that 21-day, we're in good shape. Now, downside, you want to watch that 36.27. That's your 8-day, and then we want to watch that 21-day. We lose that, we come to the bottom there, 35.58. We'll come here at 35.19 level, and then we have 34.94, and then we'll head for that 50-day. But right now, this is looking good. But we also have just a sideways action here, so don't get too excited. Okay, let's just see how this all going to shake out for the day. Okay, it's the same way with this. Okay, we really have to get above that 33.70 mark. Okay, that's the key. That's why you trade the charts. Once you get above that, you got to have a little patience. Once you get above that, then we have a nice target right here at that 34.76 and 35.09. Okay, so just be a little bit patient on that. Okay, let's take a look here at crude oil and natural gas. Okay, here we have crude oil, here we have natural gas. Okay, so you can see here how we have this bear flag situation going, and this 100-day is just stopping it dead in the tracks. Look how many days, okay? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 5 days. So you got to get and close above that 65.68. Now, look at this 8-day, okay? So you crossed over that 21-day, you crossed over that, 200-day, 21-day, now you're heading right on out. That's going to be very, very strong resistance, so you have to get above that, okay? So, again, if you can get above that 65.68, then we're going to be looking at 8-day 66.51, and then we have that 67.05, and then that one, if you get above that, that would negate this bear flag pattern, and then we would head to that 200-day here at 68.49 level, okay? Now, downside, well, realistically, you're watching at 64 flat, but realistically, what you're looking at is this 63.61. Well, as long as you're holding this 50-day, this here can go sideways action. Okay, so you can see your RSI just sideways action. The green below your red, that shows momentum there to the downside. But we got to see how this is all going to shake out. So don't have any opinion. These are very, very tight trades going on here. Okay, so right now it's just that 100-day is everything. But then again, we have that 8-day that's curling over, 21 sitting right there, 200 is sitting right there. Now again, if there's some kind of a disruption, which is a war or a shortage or something like in the Straits of Hormuz, they hit a tanker or something like that. Anything on that order can raise crude up higher. Okay, so always remember, any kind of a catalyst like that will take crude up higher. Normal conditions, market is fully supplied here, and we're going into that 4th of July time frame, which is right now. So again, it seemed like crude would be rising up, but this was basically that war premium that we had going on here. Okay, we had a nice inverse head and shoulders pattern, went into the 200-day, but this is that war premium that went on, and when you lose that, she comes flying on down. So this is here as we have birds sitting on the fence going on here, and it's just sitting here sideways action. So bottom line, 100-day 8-day, 21-day, 200-day. Downside, at 50 days, everything, we lose that. You're going to come down to that 61.06 level here, okay, which is basically bottom of that candle right there, okay, and then we can come down to the bottom there at that 59.74. Now, natural gas here, she just can't get off the old schneid. However, we look at this here, you still have an uptrending chart, okay? It looks ugly as hell, but it still is, okay? Low, higher low, higher low, higher low, and higher low situation. You're following that 200-day right on up. Now, you can see it sold right on down here, but where did we go? Right down to that 200-day, caught it, okay? Now, if we lose that, we'll bring this price channel right across. You're going to come right down there. You're looking at 3.21. We bring this price channel across here. You're looking at 3.09, and then we come down here. You're looking at 305, gap, 298, fill, and then 286 is the retest of the bottom, okay? Upside, well, you got a lot of it. 3.49 to 50-day, 8-day is sitting right there, 358, and then we had 365, your 21-day, and then we have the 100-day sitting right above that, sitting, what are we sitting at, 3.76, okay? So this is a lot of resistance, okay? So just remember, you got your only one that you're above is the 200-day, and we're holding that. Now, that doesn't mean they can't come by blast right on through here, okay? So look at see how this all shake out, but really just watch that 50-day. We get above that, then we can head to that 8-day. But look at that 8-day, how now it's rolling right on over. That's going to provide very, very strong resistance here on the old natural gas. So right now, there really isn't much here. Yesterday was this day was a good trade for UNG. Yesterday was a good trade for KOLD. So we got to see how we can shake out. But as of right now, there isn't really much I can say in this candle unless we start rallying above that 50-day and we head for that 8 simple moving average. Okay, that's pretty much how that goes. Now again, with this 100-day sitting at that 3 point roughly 7. Okay, that's going to be also provide very, very strong. So you really have to get above that 376 level here, roughly 75, 76 level before we can hit to that 3.84. But right now here, we still have an uptrending chart here. So be patient with this. You get any kind of disruption, hurricane season, anything in that order, natural gas will run higher. Okay, let's look at the ONQ. Okay, NASDAQ futures here down about 58 here, just a complete total melt up here. This was right here, again, that was your buying opportunity because when this was all the way down here, the VIX was up over 60, and that was your buying opportunity. This is just trading at best. You can see here how tight the candles are getting. It's a complete melt up, and eventually this will sell off and sell off hard. You look at the RSI here, see how the green turned blue? You're into an overbought condition here. So again, just be very, very cautious when we're up at these levels. Not saying they can't go a little bit higher, okay, but just, that big target there on the upside here is pretty much gone. This here was a target, this was your buying opportunity to take it on up, get that melt up going here, but just be very, very careful. So on the downside, just watch that 8-day, watch that 21-day, and then we come down here, you watch that 50 SMA here. So this is a trader's market. In, out, use stop losses. Okay, that's all I can try to tell you is this melt up here. They never end well. They eventually will come right on down here, just like we had up here, and then she came right on down. So just be very, very cautious kind of a situation. Now, this could go for a little while yet there. Don't get me wrong, but eventually this is going to sell off. So just, make a list here of stuff that maybe you want to short and maybe stuff that you want to buy if it does sell off here. Okay, now it doesn't even have to be a big pullback. It could come down to the 8-day, it could come down to the 21-day. It doesn't have to come all the way down there. But a little bit of pullback here would be very, very healthy for the old market. Okay, that's what I got for you. I'll be back here midday trading. We'll take a look here at some stocks. Trade what's in front of you, not what you want.